Hey everyone, I wanted to take a second to give you all a heads up. This episode explores themes of death and loss, and those subjects can be kind of a bummer. I'd like to think that it doesn't get too dark or graphic, but your mileage may vary. If you'd rather set this one out, that's totally fine. We'll catch you next time. Thanks. Enjoy the show. Welcome to No Sad Face, the toxically positive Kingdom Hearts podcast. I am your host, PJ from Cabletown, and I am joined by my ex-husband, regular Pat. We're co-parenting right now over the kidney stones that I passed while we were together.
These are kidney stones?
It's awkward.
I thought these were MP orbs.
It's funny, though, because they do look like MP orbs.
Oh, God. We got to start drinking more water.
This is probably the worst intro we've ever done.
It's up there.
No, it's
but
down
you know
there.
what? You know what? It doesn't matter because worst intros, bad intros, they win you awards.
Oh, okay. I guess we're going to get right into that. Yeah, we actually won the Million Dreams Award.
Right. We recorded that Ray Chase intro and outro for the interview, which thanks for the response on that. I think people were really jazzed to see that.
Comments were pretty nice.
Yeah. A lot of them were like, "Oh, I thought you had them right now. You got them back then."
No, and you could I immediately, aside from the fact that we said it was old.
Yeah.
I sound like I have not hit puberty or have ever met a man before.
It is weird how different you sound, even though like you're a full adult in both iterations of this.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Crazy, right?
But we did actually go to Reconnect after we recorded that, and we did actually win, and that was such an honor. And PJ gave a lovely speech. It was great.
I don't remember any of that.
You blacked out entirely. Yeah,
I super did. I sure did, because someone whispered in my ear seconds before we won, "Hey, just so you know, we're definitely not going to win. Like, you know that, right?" And then we fucking won.
I just thought that, we're the newest, so I just thought it'd be a long shot. But, the NSF audience really turned out, and we owe this to you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's your fault.
It's your fucking fault.
I did have a lovely time at Reconnect, though. I'm usually not much of a con person.
Yeah, me neither.
But it was nice. Denver is lovely.
Yeah.
Great place.
I did not get altitude sickness like everybody warned me of, so I don't know. I thought I'd be most prone to something like that, but it was chill.
I would argue that you did not get altitude sickness. However, you were susceptible to
drunk
the blood alcohol change levels that occur at that altitude.
Yeah. See, PJ doesn't really drink, so I had to drink for the both of us. Drinking for two.
And we were talking about it. We went out to dinner, me, Pat, regular girlfriend, and my partner, Alex. Just the four of us, whatever, at a fucking, it wishes it were on dives, drive-ins, and diners, or wherever the fuck
we actually did go to a place that is in that show, I think, so.
We did too, actually.
Oh, nice.
The place across the street from the hotel.
Yep.
Yeah. That was nice, actually.
Yeah,
that was
like
probably
that.
One of the better places.
Me too.
But anyway, we went out to dinner, and Pat was like, "That's bullshit, right? Like, that's not real or whatever." Meanwhile, he's had half of a sip of a margarita and is like,
that's true,
literally doing like the drunk Elmo on the potty dance while eating his chicken.
Oh yeah, and the three of us got chicken tenders, and your boyfriend got a burger. Like we were just children. It was great.
Well, he's an adult. Yeah, it was very funny. And like, Pat, you're literally dancing.
Well, I don't usually.
Sometimes I like to dance when I eat.
I don't usually
Sometimes
drink. I don't usually drink tequila. If David makes us cut this, I'll never forgive him. This is the best.
Give him one margarita, and he'll do a little dance.
Yep, and that's all you need. I'm very easy. Usually, I'm a rum guy, and that's what I was working with most of the weekend. But it was great. And I have to correct you, PJ, because you misspoke earlier. You said you, me, your partner, and my regular girlfriend. I mean, at the time, she was.
Yes.
But another,
you guys were not
potentially the second or third most important thing behind the award and COVID to happen since our last episode. I proposed to my girlfriend of 3 years, and she's now my fiance of 1 week.
Thank you for bringing that up because it is important to note that yes, I did get COVID.
Yeah.
And that is arguably way more important. You know, I've got a bone to pick
Do
with
it.
everybody.
Pick that
How
bone.
come I'm the only fucking person that got it?
I was gonna say, like, you messaged in the server, you were like, guys, I have COVID. There's no chance I'm the only person who got it. So, you know, test and be safe. And I'm thinking, I'm gonna respond to this message in a week and be like, so that was a bunch of bullshit. Huh?
Yes, that was a fucking lie. Lie detector test determined that was a fucking lie.
Was that your first? You made it to 2025?
No, that was my second.
Okay.
So
yeah,
it had been a long time.
Yeah.
I got it in the thick of it. And I still technically have it.
Right.
So that has been a lot of horse shit. And I even did like a Blue Sky post about it, like, you know, public service announcement. If you went to Reconnect, like test up, fucking nothing.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I get boosted. I wear masks. I social distance. I spent most of Reconnect outside.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was just like, why?
It always happens to the most innocent, the most pure of us all.
I guess. Alex didn't get it. Alex still doesn't have it.
Yeah, that's crazy. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah. Sunny and Hannah were on the same fucking plane as me back to Los Angeles.
They're lovely, by the way.
They're fine. But they didn't get it. And it was, you know, I don't know. I really don't know. You know what I think? And I think I got it in that fucking merch tent.
The merch
I think that's what happened. That
was
fucking hot box.
Yeah, it was so charming, but also probably the new ground zero for COVID.
For sure, that petri dish was so charming. But like, get a fan, get a HEPA filter, like, get something.
Yeah.
But I did have a lovely time, and you know, thank you for voting for us. Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, you didn't vote for me for art, but like I did. It's fine. Aw, you shouldn't have. Fortune.
No, I mean it was.
Esper,
I know. I'm good friends with all three of you, but I've, you know,
I would have been mad if I won. I don't think I would have. I actually did. I was going to withdraw my candidacy because I was like, this is ridiculous. They are like, the animators should win.
No, I know. And honestly, like, if there were more animators, I would say, like, have a separate category, because it's tough to compare, like, you know, static images to something like.
Well, there
those
are other
videos.
Animators who like did stuff for March Caprice that weren't nominated. That I was like, oh wait, why weren't they nominated? Because their work is every bit as good.
Right.
But on the flip side, like, okay, well, it was already stacked enough as it was. Like, what a tight race. And honestly, all the categories this year were pretty stacked.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a real who's who.
Good job, everybody. And of course, thanks to the guides. Like, what a fun event. What a fun time.
Mr. and Mrs. Guides, I don't know how they do it. I mean, it's got to be so stressful. They should be so proud that they put on a banger of event every year, or every time they do it. I think it's like a bi-yearly thing.
Good for them, having a bisexual event.
That's not, well, I mean, yeah, it wasn't not that in some cases, I'm sure.
It was super that, for sure. This is one of the gayest things I've ever been to.
It was very gay, but it was great.
Well, here we are, Kingdom Hearts 3. I have a feeling this is going to be a long episode.
Yeah. Brace yourself, David. Get back into salt mines editing our video.
Oh, should be pretty easy for him, though, because it's just gummy space.
That's true. And we can just throw those PNGs of the worlds in. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun time. Celebrate for everybody. Okay, well, let's... Oh, God. Where do I start with Kingdom Hearts 3?
2013, at least, right?
Well, to really get it, we got to go even farther back.
Yeah, I figured.
We got to go back to Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, boy. Do we have to?
We gotta.
All right.
We gotta. Sorry. Kingdom Hearts 2 released in 2005 and 2006, and immediately people were like, I want Kingdom Hearts 3, which of course you do, right? Like, the standard of like a bunch of side games had not really happened. Like, this was all new territory. Final Mix came out, the secret ending had happened, Terra Aqua and Ven were shown off. People were like, it's gonna be Kingdom Hearts 3. Nomura was like, no. I've got lots of other things that I'm doing right now, and I've got other stories that I want to tell before we get to Kingdom Hearts 3. He was very upfront about that from the very beginning.
Right, yeah.
Like in the earliest days of Kingdom Hearts 2 releasing. And if you're a casual person, you know, who was not like translating interviews in 2007, I totally get how you missed that.
Yeah.
But for people who, like, this is their religion, we knew for a long time that this was not going to happen.
You really could say that this is where, like, the fandom divided. Like, the aftermath of 2. We have 3 games in the chamber already, and now we have this crossroads coming up where a lot of people think we're about to be funneled into the next numbered thing, but the people in the know, like even me, like reading game facts in 2007, like I knew that KH3 wasn't coming next. But this is like the great filter for the fandom, I think.
I would say between 2007 to 2012, this is the last hurrah.
Yeah.
of the old guard of the Kingdom Hearts fandom for
Yep.
lots of reasons. One of which is what you're saying, that people wanted a sequel immediately, and that didn't happen. And the old guard of the Kingdom Hearts fandom were people in their late teens at the time.
Mm.
This will become important later.
Yeah.
And they are transitioning out of high school into the college world. And at the time, there was a very steep drop off of, I love my PlayStation 2. I'm a gamer. Oops, I'm an adult now. I can never have fun again.
That sucks.
Like, the only people who played games outwardly as adults at that point were people who were doing like fucking Madden or whatever.
Right. Call of Duty, yeah.
Yeah, like, and there's nothing wrong with any of that, but what I'm saying is that, like, that was the culture around this very George Bushian video games are for children and you know, Disney sucks sort of era. Like, it was not good to be a child.
Yeah, you're right.
It was not cool to like childish things at the time.
Right.
So there was an expiration date with the early fandom in Kingdom Hearts in particular, but they really wanted it. And they wanted it to be darker, and they wanted, every time there's a fucking Kingdom Hearts game releases, people always go, look at the secret ending, it's going to be dark the next one, and I bet there's going to be no Disney.
Yeah.
No Disney, all Final Fantasy, it's going to be dark, it's going to be gritty. It's
what's
never
the
been
first
the case.
fucking word on that white screen you see after the game boots up? You tell me, motherfucker.
It has never been the case. It'll never be the case. You are not escaping Disney whimsy.
You're here forever.
Anyway. So people who wanted that, though, they kind of got their wish a little bit granted, because Nomura was like, the Kingdom Hearts team is going to work on other projects. We have other people making Kingdom Hearts games. But look at what the Kingdom Hearts team is doing. And this is the introduction of Final Fantasy Versus 13, part of the trilogy of Final Fantasy 13 games. It was shown off, I believe, in 2006 or 2007 at, I think, TGS. And the trailer showed this character named Noctis just warp striking, kicking ass. The game was going to be for PlayStation 3. Everybody was super excited for it. It looked kind of like Deep Dive, but like with blood.
Yeah, I remember.
So people were like really pumped for it, because they were like, this is going to scratch the Kingdom Hearts itch. It's darker. It's whatever. I can be a boy and play it in my late teens. It'll be great. It'll be fun. It'll be whatever. And Nomura was very clear, like, as long as this game is in development, the Kingdom Hearts team is not going to be working on Kingdom Hearts, and we want them to do 3. For people in the know, Versus 13 was holding up Kingdom Hearts 3, so all these other games were in development that Nomura wanted to tell with other teams, like the Osaka team, who did Birth by Sleep and Reach of Memories and whatever.
Yeah, you said the O word.
So, Osaka. Say it again. As the years roll by, information on Versus 13 gets kind of scant. People are starting to worry that the game has become vaporware. Meanwhile, more and more side games of Kingdom Hearts come out. And people are like, is this 3? Is it 3 now? Is it 3 now? Is it 3 now?
Yeah.
2012, Dream Drop Distance releases. There is a secret message that spells out this leads to Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yep.
And then people are like, oh, it's finally happening. It's finally happening. The next year, E3 rolls around. And at this point, remember, Final Fantasy Versus 13 had been kind of silent for a bit. And we've basically lived through the PlayStation 3's life cycle at this point. The PlayStation 4 has been announced. No Versus 13.
Nope.
E3 2013 happens. Square Enix pops up and goes, hey, Tetsuya Nomura here. I have something to show you. And it's a trailer for Versus 13, which has been rebranded as Final Fantasy 15. It's going to be for the PlayStation 4. Nomura is directing. The demo trailer, the tech demo trailer, whatever you want to call it, that they showed was expansive and impressive and high tech and high fidelity and gorgeous and nothing like we had ever seen before. People were so excited. After that, Nomura is like, hey, I've got one more thing to show you. And it cuts to a trailer. First thing we see is Disney, the Disney watermark. People freak out.
Yeah.
The audience freaks out. The live streamers freak out. And earlier when I said that the era before this was the last hurrah of the old guard of Kingdom Hearts, part of that was that at the time, the internet was not as centralized.
Yeah.
You had hubs everywhere for fandoms. You had forums, you had
blogs,
you had LiveJournal, you had Zanga, you had everything in your mother.
Yep.
All of these dedicated spaces. And if you didn't like one place, you can go and feel the vibe of another. There were like half a dozen Kingdom Hearts fan sites. They all had thousands of users. They all went through different sea changes. They all had different aesthetics. They all had different communities. They all spoke different languages. Like, it was very much a city of cultures. And it was that was a really fun time to be a fan, because you could just kind of roll with the punches. Now, with the centralized internet, horseshit situation. One, your real identity is tied to your online action.
Right.
So a lot of the places where you engage with things are like Facebook and Instagram, but you also have like the Reddits of the world where everything is combined into one big site, and you're not really rewarded for how much you love something. In fact, you tend to get more engagement based off of how negative you are.
Yeah, or how generic you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wearing your Donald's a bad healer shirt, drinking your Donald is a bad healer brand soda. Like, it's all the same shit.
Yeah, and you don't even have to like actually care about the series in order to get engagement. How many YouTubers have we seen? My fucking favorite thing is when a white YouTube guy will out of nowhere go, oh, and by the way, Kingdom Hearts exists. Here's a video about how crazy Kingdom Hearts is, and then they never talk about it again.
Yeah. It's just
like,
such like, much, it's like break glass in case of emergency content.
Yeah, some of them are good. Shout out to my friend Patrick Willems who did a video on this. I don't want him to, he'll never hear this, but if he does, I don't want him to think I'm talking shit because I'm not.
I would say the only really good Patrick who's done KH content.
Anyway, the reason why I bring this up is because this is also the advent of streaming culture. People have started Twitch, people have started YouTube, gamers have taken to the Let's Plays and the live reactions. Like, this culture has been born in earnest, and it coincides with the reveal of Kingdom Hearts 3. The trailer, as it started, was kind of a recap of the series up to this point. And at first, people thought it was a trailer for the remixes, which had just been announced. And people are like, oh, it's the collection pack. It's whatever. But as the trailer goes on, they start covering games in the recap that aren't in the announced remixes. And then at the very end, Sora in his Dream Drop Distance opening render bursts through the screen and then transitions into a differently rendered version of the same character. And people are like, what the fuck is this? So Sora, another hyper realistic but not rendered version of Sora, walks on Destiny Islands, finds the Master's Defender, picks it up, looks at it, boom, Kingdom Hearts 3 logo reveal.
Yep.
And then fake gameplay of him fighting the Demon Tide in Twilight Town. And people lose their minds for of those 3 seconds. All of that trailer is fake. It's all pre-rendered. It was done by Visual Works, the company that does, well, the internal company in Square that does like the opening videos and the closing movies, the high fidelity CGI cutscenes. Like, that's their whole shtick. They did that. That was not running an engine. That wasn't like a thing. And Nomura was very clear, like, you know, this is a new look we're trying, and Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming. And you know, now that Final Fantasy 15 is what it is, and the Osaka team has gotten this much experience, the Osaka team is the Kingdom Hearts team now, and yada yada yada. So people were really excited. People were like, oh my god, it's happening, it's finally happening, oh my god, it's happening. And a lot of people from the old guard kind of came back and re-engaged because they were like, oh, Kingdom Hearts 3 is here, but wait, I sat out through all of these side games, like, what is this? And people who are in the know are like, well, this is going to be important. It turns out everything is important in Kingdom Hearts. So I think a lot of people, I think that pushed a lot of the old guard off immediately.
Right.
And that, you know, whatever. Your mileage may vary. I get it if you don't want to stick around. But I can say that, like, Square at least attempted to make that series up to the point of, like, you know, all the handheld spin-offs. Like, they tried to make it more accessible with the remixes. Honestly, put way more work into it than they do now.
True. Yeah.
I want to say a little later, there was a D23 event in Japan. D23 is the Disney convention that they put on biannually. And at the time, they had one in Japan and they had one in America, and they would switch off. So 1 year America, 1 year Japan, 1 year America, 1 year Japan. And that year was the on year in Japan. And they showed off more gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 3, but this time it was actually running in the Luminous engine, which was the engine that Square used to use. I don't know if they use it anymore. They used it for Final Fantasy 15, and they were going to use it for Kingdom Hearts 3. So the very earliest look of gameplay was rendered in that engine. The lighting is very different. The character models and shaders are very different. I actually like the way it looked.
I didn't mind it.
I think I would have liked to have seen what that looked like more polished.
Yeah.
The bloom on the light was like, you know, kind of turned up a couple notches. But this was also the first time that we had seen Twilight Town more fully rendered, and it was the first time that we saw I think Keyblade transformations were in just Twilight Town at the moment, and then they did Attraction Float.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed the pirate ship, and then they also showed the Rock Titan fight with the train.
Was this the one with Mysterious Tower, or is that later?
That's later.
Okay.
This one just had Hercules and Twilight Town. It just does little snippets of it. And people were really excited for the Disney rides because it looked cool and we didn't know how useless it would
be. Yeah, the tides really shifted on that one.
But with the lighting of the Loomis engine, like it looked, I think that they looked a lot better back then than they do in the final game, actually, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, they pop more.
And then nothing happened for a long time.
Yeah.
There was a major sea change that occurred in Square Enix at the time because Tetsuya Nomura got fired from Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
And replaced by Tabata, who we talked about earlier. 15 underwent a massive narrative structure. A lot of Nomura's story work was kind of pulled out of it. And it was a dark time for him. He talks at length about, going and being depressed, getting cats. Like, Nomura is not a very public person. A lot of his life is private. So of course I want to respect that, but this is just stuff that he has talked about going through at the time. And so people were worried that at first people were worried that he was going to get fired from Square Enix in general and that Kingdom Hearts was not going to move forward. So that was like a touch and go thing for a minute. But then he was like, we're going to double down on Kingdom Hearts 3 and, the remixes, and that's just what we're going to do. Around 2014, I think E3 of 2014 rather, was the sketch trailer where they were showing the remixes, and at the very end, they had the concept art of Xehanort and Ericus playing chess.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was just, hush, hush, quiet. There had been a launch event in 2014. God, I hope I'm getting the years right. Where they launched 2.5. They had people at the Disney Animation Studio, which is in Burbank. And at the launch event, they showed the closed door hush hush trailer of the famous / infamous Skull at Kylum Cabletown. And that trailer never became public. It has never seen the light of day. People have never seen it again. It was all behind closed doors. And this was the first trailer that had the Keyblade transformation. Now that I'm thinking about it, because it had the star. Oh God, which one is
Shooting
the one
Star?
Shooting Star?
I think so.
Too many stars.
Yeah, it sucks.
It had that Keyblade transformation, and it showed Scala and Sora walking around the classroom. And people drew their impressions of it, and some are closer than others, but still generally pretty close to what the final game ended up looking like. From somewhere, the term Cabletown kind of came out of thin air in regards to Scala. And that's just kind of the name that it got stuck with for a while. But that trailer was never seen again.
That's so sad.
It is pretty sad. For a while, because we didn't see it again for a long time, people were like, did this get cut? Is it not like a thing? Because then the next time we saw the game was the 2015 E3 trailer where they announced Tangled. At this point, they were moved off of the Luminous engine. They were working in Unreal. So everything looked different again.
Right.
They showed off the vastness of Olympus, as well as the tower from Tangled and Sora's new outfit. The conversation between Xehanort and Ericus over the chessboard happened, and it was in English. And people knew immediately that Drake Bell was Ericus, because they could just tell. And people were like, okay, cool. So we're back on track. The game is probably coming out soon. Here's a trailer. Everything is great. And that turned out to be fucking life.
I forgot, 2015 they had, English voice acting there. I mean, maybe not the whole game, but just the fact that people recorded for KH3 as early as 2015, potentially earlier, is crazy.
Yeah, I think that they only recorded that scene.
Yeah, hopefully, because God.
And then, that was that.
That's just like a piece out of time.
Yeah, it was crazy, but because in Kingdom Hearts, for people who don't know, in development, usually the last thing that happens is recording the English voice acting because the game is made in Japan. That's all done first, and then they do the English version of the game. And recording and animating for the English is the very last thing that they do before they ship. And sometimes they will be working on it a couple of months before the game ships. So It's a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
But Japanese records the whole fucking time.
Right.
So if you hear Japanese voices in a trailer, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like they never stop. They just do it from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
So people were very optimistic, and it was a good time for Square because I believe 2015 was also the year that they announced the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Mm.
So people are like, it's finally happening for us.
Yeah, we're getting to eat.
It's fucking happening, you guys. And then that, again, turned out to be a lie.
Right.
I'm not really sure what was going on at Square that made them incapable of, like, keeping to a roadmap.
Yeah, because that's
but
tough.
Everything started getting delayed after the fact.
Right, FF7 Remake's not going to drop until 2020. So, yeah, it's like both 3 and FF7 were, like, really put on the back burner. Maybe not the back burner, but something happened. Maybe they thought the pandemic was 5 years earlier than it was. Or like, oh, right.
Well, in their defense, it's just a lot harder to make AAA games now
than
absolutely. It was before. And I also do know that, like, in an effort to speed it up, they tried outsourcing a lot of that development and asset creation. And what they got back was stuff that they found to be subpar.
Right.
And they had to scrap it and end up just doing it all over again anyway.
Right.
So sometimes you try to take a shortcut and it ends up making
you gotta do it yourself.
Longer.
The old adage. You want something done right, you gotta do it yourself.
And then I think after that, the next trailer we saw was the Mysterious Tower one with the Astro Blaster. And people lost their shit over that. And then we didn't see anything for a long time. There was an announcement at, I think, D23 for Big Hero 6. Where they showed off
Roy Conley was
concept art.
Yeah.
And let me be clear, they had not done that before in Kingdom Hearts history. They hadn't just been like, this world's going to be in, and then just show a fucking piece of concept art.
Yeah, it was like a low budget, like, Smash reveal. Just like imagine Roy Conley instead of Sakurai and me like, and next we have Big Hero 6. Okay,
it was really weird. Yeah. It was very strange. It was something that we had never expected before. And what's even weirder is now we know, because of development interviews, Big Hero 6 was the last world that they worked on in development. So like they announced it way too early. Yeah. Like ahead of when they had even fucking started working on that world.
Right.
So that was pretty nuts.
Right, because at that point, they still have Arendelle and Monstropolis that they haven't shown off yet.
They've only shown off a snippet of Rapunzel and Olympus, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they gave off the fucking concept art. So things were quiet for a long time, and people were worried. And 2.8 had been announced. It was announced the next year, and it was released within a year, and that was good, and that was a lot of fun. But people are like, okay, where's Kingdom Hearts 3? Thankfully, 2017 was the start of Kingdom Hearts 3's actual PR. So the orchestra had kicked off at one point. Square Enix started doing these Kingdom Hearts orchestra tours. There was a First Breath version where it was just the wind instruments, and then, they moved on to a full orchestra. And the orchestra had its premiere in California, and during the first orchestra event, they showed off, finally, another trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. The orchestra trailer had a very in-depth look at Olympus. It showed off the Disney characters for the first time, so Hercules, Maleficent, Pete, Hades, and they were all looking fantastic. Like, people were like, okay, now it's finally happening. And at the end of that trailer, they were like, hey, we are coming back. You're getting another trailer at D23 this year. And people were like, oh my God, thank God. I went to the orchestra the day after it had premiered because I was like, oh man, I can only get tickets the next day. But Nomura was still there, and he still came out and he still said hi. Nice. And Shimomura was there, and they showed the trailer again. Oh. They were like, we know that this is public, but here you go. And the cool thing about it was that the orchestra played with the trailer. Like, they played in real time over it.
That is cool.
Which is really neat.
You don't get that a lot.
D23 was next, and they had there was a silhouette of Sora with a Keyblade transformation that had people speculating like what the world could be. My money was on either Wreck-It Ralph or Toy Story because Toy Story had been wanted so much.
Oh god, I forgot we haven't gotten a toy box yet.
No. And some people were like, they're not going to put Pixar in. If they were going to do it, they would have done it by now. I'm like, no.
They're saving it.
They've wanted it from the beginning.
Yeah, there's literally concept art of KH1 with the Toy Story World icon.
Yeah. And of course, famously, Buzz and Woody got cut from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
So it was coming. It was long overdue. And when we got to D23, like, the energy was pretty palpable. There was a video game panel at D23 for Disney video games, and like, we were in line. And I knew that I know that I said I was going to talk about my experiences, but like, this is a little different. We were in line, and the Insomniac people came up to us because Spider-Man was on, and the Spider-Man game was imminent, and they came up and they were like, "Oh wow, what a great turnout! Thank you so much for coming and supporting us. Like, we're the developers and directors of Spider-Man. We're so excited." And all of us were there like, for Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
which we do. Like, I do love those games. Like, the Spider-Man games were a lot of fun.
I've played it. It's great.
The people that were in line that day were not there for Spider-Man.
No.
Were here for Kingdom.
Is Spider-Man going to be in Kingdom Hearts?
Oh my god, it was so funny. And of course, we walked in, and we sat through, and they did the first chunk of the trailer, which was the, don't believe your dreams are dreams, blah, 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 and had that scrolling text. You could dive in. And the text was like obfuscating the screen, and I was like, I hate this.
Okay, I'm glad because I've always found it like very clunky looking and just kind of a mess.
And we were on the ground floor behind the Square Enix developers. And then the trailer happened, and they screamed so loud that the developers that were sitting in front of us like jumped out of their seats.
Damn, bitch.
It was crazy. Like, I had never heard an audience react like that before in person. And the Toy Story trailer was great. I thought it was so much fun. I loved the character designs.
Yeah, I think it's great.
And after that, like, Kingdom Hearts didn't stop appearing at events.
Yeah, you couldn't
like,
get
I won't
away
get
from
as granular with what the trailers were and what happened, but anytime a major event kind of happened, like, Kingdom Hearts 3 was there. And there were more trailers,
I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, there were more trailers for 3 than for any other Kingdom Hearts game.
Right.
So Kingdom Hearts has always been bad about spoiling what's happening in the games.
Yeah.
I think this one felt particularly egregious.
The whole video about it.
Just because you couldn't escape it.
Right.
And halfway through, I think I've already talked about this, but halfway through the cycle, there was a major leak where Monsters, Inc. got leaked way ahead of when it was supposed to.
Yeah, you told that story, I think, on some non-KH3 episode.
I think it was early. I think it was pretty early. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3, Monsters, Inc. got leaked, and they basically had to announce it shortly after that. Like, I think the next trailer that happened was the Monsters, Inc. trailer. But also the return of Utada Hikaru.
Yep.
Which was a big deal because for a long time, Utada had been saying, "I'm not coming back to Kingdom Hearts."
I forgot that they said that they were just like not going to do it. No ambiguity.
After Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, people kept asking them, like, "Are you going to be back? Are you going to be back?" And they said no at the beginning. But I think Kingdom Hearts 3 taking as long as it did to come out was kind of a boon because over time, like, they softened on it.
Yeah.
And I think Disney kind of had a change of heart in terms of like payment and how they were going to figure that out.
Yeah.
Utada's manager is their father, who is a very shrewd businessman. And he was not happy with the way that the royalties arrangement originally was with Simple and Clean and Sanctuary. And Utada, on the other hand, had said that the translating back and forth from English to Japanese was really difficult for songs.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
And a lot of it was that, the songs are written to be sang in like the phonetic cadence of certain languages.
Right.
And so the back and forth doesn't really work as well. And it compromises a lot of like the structural integrity of the lyrics and the rhythm of the songs.
Right.
Utada's way of fixing this in Kingdom Hearts 1 was that Simple and Clean and Hikari just have totally different choruses.
Right.
Utada like basically transplanted a chorus from a different song that they had already written to kind of change the rhythm of Simple and Clean. And Utada said like they were very proud of those songs, but like it was very hard and difficult, and there's like a bit of integrity that they had that made it difficult.
Right.
I don't know what exactly changed in that gap. Disney might have done royalties differently.
I mean, probably the amount of zeros is what changed.
I mean, I imagine it would, and also like 2006 to 2019 in terms of things like streaming, gaming, digital rights, it wouldn't surprise me if the entire industry had changed and Disney had been forced to keep up. So I imagine that's part of it. I know that Nomura does not think that Kingdom Hearts exists without Utada.
Yeah.
And would not have wanted it any other way. And I think that Utada got a lot of pressure from people in their life and from fans, because most of Utada's English-speaking fans know Utada because of Kingdom Hearts.
Sure,
that's just a given. And Utada is from New York, is bilingual, had tried many times to have a crossover career between America and Japan. What they're known for is Kingdom Hearts, and they're cognizant of that. Utada is also friends with Skrillex.
Yeah.
Skrillex is a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. In fact, Skrillex's name is a Kingdom Hearts reference.
Right.
And I think that Skrillex pushed Utada to do it, and then when the deal had been struck, Utada was like, I guess I'll just make a dance remix of this opening song. And Skrillex was like, no, make 2 songs.
Yeah.
You gotta make 2 songs.
Yeah.
So that's how we got 2 Utada songs for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. Thanks, Skrillex.
But yeah, I mean, that was a pretty crazy time, and you also have to remember that things like the Dandelion event were happening. So, you know, Kingdom Hearts Key, Union Cross, Unchained Key was concurrent with the life and development cycle of Kingdom Hearts 3. So there were a lot of crossover things. Kyrie's outfit got leaked because of data mining the Union Cross, because the outfit, you could unlock the outfit for Kyrie at one point. Classic Kingdom was a mini game that was featured in both, and you were supposed to be able to connect your account to 3, and that ended up not happening, but whatever. There was a contest where, like with Kurt Zisa, you could get your name in Kingdom Hearts 3 using Union Cross,
which is my favorite thing about Union Cross. I think that's so cool and beautiful, and such an emblematic thing for the series to have, you know, literal other people who played the game be this thing that you can use to fight the darkness, you know, like literally your friends are your power.
It's fine. Some fucker named AJ is in that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah, you're a little salty.
It should have been me.
The AJs, BJs, and CJs out there.
It's horse shit.
It is.
Should have been me. Like, I don't know who AJ is, but there's no way AJ did better at Union Cross than I did. There's
AJ.
No way.
Fuck you.
At least I think it's AJ. It's a J name.
Yeah.
It's one of the initialists.
If you're not PJ, get the fuck out.
PJ or quit.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3 did get delayed. Now, here's another thing. People were like, we've waited for this game for a while. The game was only announced in 2013. I do think that that's a long wait. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But it only officially got delayed once.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out in 2018. And it would have. But when it went gold, they realized we cannot get the game out to everybody at the same time if we aim for a 2018 release. So they pushed it to early 2019 so that it would have a worldwide release date.
Which I think ultimately is preferable. I mean from my perspective, I'd rather not have to like wade through Japanese spoilers.
Well,
I mean, the trailers kind of did that on their own, so whatever.
The trailers did that on their own, and the game got stolen before it was released. Like, someone stole off a truck.
Oh. I did not know
was
that.
selling copies of it. So like the game, like a month before it released, was pretty substantially leaked.
Wow. See, I managed to avoid it, so.
Nomura was like, I don't want to do worldwide releases anymore because this is what
people will steal my game off of a truck.
Too fucking bad, Tetsu-san. Welcome to the future.
Yeah.
It was showing like the trailer was showing in movie theaters. There were billboards everywhere for Kingdom Hearts 3. But it was part of this big kindness is key anti-bullying campaign that Kingdom Hearts 3 tried to kick off, which if you've spent 5 minutes with a Kingdom Hearts fan, you know how funny that is.
We love bullying here.
Love it. The trailers were getting a lot of hate, especially the theatrical one, because it had like a dumb score, bad narration, and no sound effects. But still, there were some cool things. There were some traditional animation spots that were done. There was like a claymation trailer that was done, stop motion rather, using the Toy Story play arts, which was a really interesting way of using that. I thought that was pretty cool.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
David, play it. David, wake up.
Get out. Wake up. I know you're in the salt mine, so wake up.
We still have like at least 40 more minutes, David.
At least.
But yeah, the game came out. It came out, and Kingdom Hearts 2 fans wouldn't shut the fuck up about how much they hated it. And
they still don't.
Other people were pretty... listen, I think it's
changed a bit.
Totally valid. The Kingdom Hearts 2 was a very specific experience.
Yeah.
If you wanted more of that, Kingdom Hearts 3 did not live up to it.
Sure, I agree.
But on its own merits, I think it's a very good game. It's my favorite game in the series.
Yeah.
By far.
It's my number 2.
What about... This is when you kind of started coming to... I don't want to say prominence.
No.
But like...
So
you are growing, you are sprouting in the community. Like you're getting your feet on Kingdom Hearts discourse, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I was enjoying Kingdom Hearts from kind of a distance, kind of from a place of nostalgia, of not even really playing the game super frequently. I mean, the remixes coming out, like I played them. I was in high school when 1.5 and 2.5 came out. But, you know, I was like, KH3, it's such like this, you know, amorphous thing that I'm not going to like, you know, just spend my days waiting. So I get distracted by other things and by life. I meet Kiwi in college, my best friend, my upcoming best man in my wedding. And he was really into the game. So I kind of like my love for the series was reignited there. And we started getting hyped for, 2.8, KH3. So KH3 comes out, we obviously both go get it. We're, texting each other our thoughts as we're playing through it. And we recorded a podcast actually not super long, maybe like, I know it was like February of 2019. Of course, because we're two white guys. So we did that. It's not available anymore because I don't think our takes in it aged
I
great.
killed it.
Yeah, PJ killed it in the crib.
I took a gun and I said, absolutely not.
Yeah. But that was like my first like moment of publicly commenting on Kingdom Hearts stuff outside of like posting on GameFAQs as a kid. And then I graduate college in May of 2019. I'm freelance writing. It's miserable. I have no real idea of what to do career-wise. In August of 2019, I start the YouTube channel, which actually started with me ranking Pokemon. But then I do a 90 facts about KH1 video because I guess for me, it stemmed from KH3 got me back into the series, got me looking at everything again, comparing and contrasting, reading up on the discourse, finding it insufferable, finding that people weren't paying the proper dues to games that I thought deserved more credit. So that was really like the birth of the channel, was like wanting to talk about 1 and how good I thought 1 was, and how I thought 3 was getting, a bad hand dealt to it by the fandom or by general, gaming culture. And then, 2020, I kind of took off for a bit. I was, the pandemic was happening. There was a lot going on. I ended up working for the government. But I was doing the videos on the side, and 2021, I quit my stupid job and now I do this. So that's my short story so far.
Well, I'm glad that you talk about that time too, because we should also talk about Remind.
Yeah.
The DLC.
Yeah.
Because Kingdom Hearts had never had a DLC before. Technically, the remixes did get a DLC.
Oh, right. Roxas, the Roxas scene with the Xion
the
fight.
Roxas scene and theater mode for Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah. But that's a patch.
Other than that.
You didn't have to pay for it.
And when 3 came out, people were like, oh, this needs DLC. This really needs
Which,
DLC.
like, okay, again, I loved it when it came out. I was actually surprised by how, mixed the reception was from the vanilla game. I didn't think it needed it. Like, for me, it was, and I don't know, maybe I'm easy to please. It was like a 9 out of 10 for me when it came out.
For sure. I'm glad it got it, and I think that it made it better.
Absolutely, I agree.
I think that all of the game patches that they included in the base game Kingdom Hearts 3 was my style.
Yeah.
And I was really happy with the DLC. I was really happy with Remind. And I think that people who do love those gameplay aspects, can't speak for everyone, so argue with me in the comments, I guess. But the data fights are pretty well loved for 3.
Yeah. That's got like universal acclaim.
Yeah. And they brought back Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah, so shut up about it already. God.
I kind of all the takes that are dumb, I do kind of think that, like, I do agree with the Final Fantasy should have been in it from the beginning.
No, yeah, like I'm not mad at it either way. I just think like in a game where we have like 9 original characters ramping up to some sort of conclusion for this arc, it's like, do I really care what Leon thinks of this? Like, what's Aerith up to? Like,
yes.
I don't, but that's because like I came to Kingdom Hearts before Final Fantasy, so like I am more invested, and I'm sure most people playing are more invested in the Cage stuff. But it's like, hey, would have been nice to see, you know, Leon and Yuffie and Sid and Aerith.
I mean, I understand and I get why they were cut, and I think that like there's just so much going on in 3. But I also came to Kingdom Hearts before Final Fantasy, and in a strange way, I view those characters as Kingdom Hearts characters.
Right, because like that's the context that you first. I see Leon. That's Leon, not Squall. You know, like I always had to rewire my brain.
What the fuck is Squall? Some sort of pigeon? Like what the fuck is a Squall?
Yeah.
And I don't like. I do think that like they did have arcs that could have been tied up.
I'm sure they could have done
neatly.
It. I just think like there's already so much character bloat that I don't mind it.
But they did bring it back for 3, and they put Fairy Godmother in for good measure.
Yeah,
love that bitch.
Yeah, she's great. She's so crazy.
And the Gizora fight, big hit. Playable Scala, playable Kairi, all sorts of good decisions made in Remind.
And honestly, like that was like the last, that was the last active era of the series. Like it's crazy to think that like I started all my stuff in basically like this dead zone because we had 2019 for KH3, beginning of that year, beginning of 2020, right before the Pandy, we have Remind, and then the end of 2020, we have Melmem. And like by the time I'm talking about Melmem on the channel, I'm still under 1,000 subscribers. Like everything that I've done like in the community has been post that, and there's been like the dark road of it all, and the KH4 trailer, and Sora and Smash. Like that's really it, and that's crazy. So like that was the last like big time.
Sora and Smash is probably, I would argue, the biggest thing that's happened in the past 5 years.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, even probably beyond the KH4 trailer.
I think it is. I think that the response to that was much bigger.
Yeah.
The people who are rejoicing in it, though, are the old guard. The people that I talked about who pieced the fuck out.
Right.
And they don't give a fuck about so many of the other things, like all the other minutiae of the series.
Right,
like that pure joy of that simple, like, I want this character was there. And I was in your stream when it happened, when the announcement for that happened.
I said 1% chance. Yeah. It got like semi-leaked on 4chan or something, I think. But then like someone like walked it back, and I was just like, there's no way. Like, I was one of those guys that thought like Disney is going to be a pain in the ass, and I was gobsmacked when I learned that it was very much the opposite. That Nomura was the precious one about it.
Long time coming.
But
anyway, it has been not really relevant for this episode, but the post Kingdom Hearts 3 world, and I think that people who were debating me on this are finally starting to get the fuck over themselves. This has been the hardest drought. This has been the hardest period of time because anything that was updates have been scarce. Nothing is going on. We've got nothing to look forward to, and Missing Link got canceled.
Yeah, that's
I think
tough.
Missing Link's cancellation was the final nail.
That kind of puts it over. Yeah, that puts it over the edge because, like, at least with any other time, it wasn't like, "Hey, something's coming, JK, it's gone and it's dead, and fuck you." So, like, this is a unique time. I probably said in the past, like, it's not that bad. I probably said it to you. It might be because of like the nature of what I do that I don't feel it as much. Like, I'm always just constantly thinking about it, and not that you aren't, but I feel like maybe for Gen Pop, that like if you're not like constantly engaging with it, it might not feel like it's not here, because like for me it's here every day. So I'm not like really feeling the weight that badly, but that could just be a me thing.
It's not the wait for the game. It's not that.
Is it the silence?
Yes, it's the fact that there is absolutely no supplementation being done to the Kingdom Hearts fandom. We have nothing. Like the wait for 3 was and still is longer.
Mhm.
However, there was a game every year.
Yeah.
There was a remix,
Something.
there was an event, a concert, a something.
Yeah.
And this is the worst that's ever been.
They're not budgeting
So,
their resources and their time well. I mean, there is still so much stuff to mine from the series that you can bring these relics to the modern age, and they just don't seem
yeah.
to really be interested. Like it's
Well,
I'm not gonna like do gangbusters like to remake Coded, but you know, it's
No.
something.
Well, yeah, and like they probably can't even afford it. They probably can't afford to do any of that right
Yeah.
now. Missing Link was such a just hemorrhaged money before
Yeah.
it ever came out, and it was never going to recoup its investment. And that loss that they projected must have been so high in order to justify them canceling it at this point that like things must be very bleak.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, people have data mined the betas. We're not going to get too much into that, but like there is a substantial amount of game that had been finished at the time of the betas, which those files are years old. I can only imagine that they got very close to finishing it. And that's absurd.
Yeah.
Like, we know that these games had a lot of content in them. Well, this game, rather, had a lot of content in it. And that would have been their version of doing a handheld.
Right.
Or multiple handhelds throughout the service, throughout its lifetime. And I think that that was the goal and that was the plan. And they bit off more than they could chew. They misread the market.
Yeah.
And here we fucking are because they won't learn their lesson. And I don't know. Like, I don't know what that means for 4, and I don't know what that means for future Kingdom Hearts games.
Yeah.
But it's pretty bleak. And what a great time to make a podcast about being positive.
Yeah. Listen, we're here to make the wait not so bad. It's on every 2 weeks. You get a little bit of us. It reminds you, hey, we're still talking about it. We're still here. We have hope. Keep the faith.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about your favorite thing?
Yeah, let's do it. An hour in.
It's 3.
Yeah. Should I start the timer?
Yeah.
All right, let me get that going. All right. I think you probably share this feeling. Maybe not to the extent that I express it. I think these are the best physical worlds since the first game, and I would anticipate that you might say that they're just the best overall.
Oh, yeah.
You agree?
Give it to me.
Yeah. PJ, I haven't heard that voice since Reno.
I fucking love it. Go.
So like for me, nothing's ever going to beat that like tight and contained style of KH1. But that's, I mean, part of me can admit that that's, you know, nostalgia speaking, that it's limitation, that's not how they would have designed the games had they had more technology and resources available to them. But KH3 is such a step up from not just, you know, Dream Drop, which was its immediate predecessor outside of 0.2, which 0.2 obviously, you know, implements very similar design philosophies on a bit of a tighter and smaller scale, obviously. But it's such an upgrade from BBS and especially from 2. I think it's contained yet open. I think there's a perfect balance of the kinds of worlds that this game does. You have a world like the Caribbean or San Fran that feel unique from the others. I would hate, and this is like one of my biggest fears for KH4. I really need like 1 or 2 worlds max in KH4 to be like a Caribbean or San Francisco. If every world is like that, I'm going to be kind of bummed out. San Fran, I'm definitely lower on, I feel like, and maybe that's because it was the last world that they developed, or at least Disney World, I'm assuming overall, though. Like, that world feels a bit like it's big for the sake of being big. I think the Caribbean is so good. I feel like it's a little bit polarizing, but when I did that video that there was a survey of everyone's favorite worlds, that was like top 5. I think it was number 5 overall, which is basically,
I love it.
It's unheard of for a Disney World to be that highly praised, like amongst the original stuff. I mean, I remember, and I'm sure you had the same experience, like just being wowed at how much of the Caribbean you could just like freely explore outside of the story path. Because if you don't like that, it's a very, you know, A
it's
to
short.
B. Yeah. But there's just so much that you don't even have to see that's not even part of the story, like several islands that are not required. And that was like, it was like a game within a game. it's like Assassin's Creed 4 was the comparison I always saw being drawn there. Just like a watered down Assassin's Creed 4 within Kingdom Hearts. Like I guess saying it like that makes it sound bad, but I just thought it was so charming and fun and natural for a world like that. Such an upgrade from Port Royal.
Mhm.
But I don't know, just down to like chest placement and tiny little environmental challenges, like nothing crazy, nothing that's going to break your brain, especially if you're, a seasoned, gamer at that point. But like things like in Arendelle, like using the little wind gust to traverse up the mountain, or in Toy Box, like sliding around on the rails to go to different parts of Galaxy Toys. Really charming, just like blink and you miss it things like the Rock'em Sock'em robots in the one toy store. Like just such a nice little thing that you get to interact with the environment, look around a bit. I think Scala, the playable Scala in Remind also helped bolster all of this with the little Kyrie Heart Collection segment, like something that like you really didn't have anything like that in the rest of the game, maybe besides like Find Olaf, which has the stank on it of being, Olaf and very auditorily repetitive. But I was so happy with how the worlds came out in KH3.
I agree. Can I say something controversial yet brave?
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying that not every world has to be that big and open worldy.
Mm-hmm.
And for good measure, I'll add that I actually liked the way that they handled 100 Acre Wood.
Ooh, okay. Say more.
I think it's just interesting because like you don't have it's there to play mini games.
Mm-hmm.
And it serves its purpose. It's very charming. It's very cute. You go in, you do what you have to do.
Yeah.
It's a good way to get additional Disney representation without devoting a bunch of resources.
Sure.
It doesn't overstay its welcome.
Which is like a chief complaint for like as much as people would prefer the KH1 2 version, a lot of people are also like, I don't really want to do this for all of the rewards.
Yeah.
But it is always optional.
And it's very clear in what it wants you to do.
Mm.
Like you're in, you're out. It's a fun mini game. It's a different type of minigame as well.
I wish it was like a little varied. Like I
mean, sure. But that versus like having 100 Acre Wood in as like a command board.
Yeah.
I prefer the way they did it in 3.
No, of course. I think approval rating would be much
more,
higher.
I want more things like that.
Yeah.
If it means more interesting Disney implementation.
Right. Like, hey, let's go into a room and it's like Great Mouse Detective, or it's like a Princess and the Frog. Like, if we can only do one room, let's do the room.
Ratatouille actually does this very well.
Honestly, yeah.
With Remy and the cooking. It's just one little room. It's one segment. But
back
like,
in the
it's
day,
a neat thing.
KH1 did it with 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very fun sort of thing. Oh, implementation of the lucky emblems in the environment is another really neat thing that they do.
I think lucky emblems are probably like the overall best collectible type thing.
I agree.
Barring like the satisfaction of rescuing the Dalmatians, I think is higher because there's like story and lore and world implications with that. But in terms of like the raw act of finding the object, I mean. And more like Disney park integration as well, which is something that KH3 really went heavy on, again, with the attraction flow.
Yeah, it really scratches that Disney completionist itch. I mean, the ones that are just kind of stamped into the environment are garbage, but the ones that like you have to manipulate the camera in a certain way or get it from a certain angle,
yeah,
like that,
I'm thinking of like
that's just great.
The leaves on Andy's Street, or the disco ball in Galaxy Toys.
Yes.
There's a couple of Caribbean ones where you have to be at a specific angle. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. Oh, just incredible. Just fantastic. And also, like, Kingdom Hearts 3's level design also instills in me the argument that, like, any world can come back and be good. Because if you look at, like, what you were saying, Port Royal and Kingdom Hearts 2, leaving that experience behind, nobody was requesting more pirates.
No, nobody.
Like, nobody wanted that.
We were good.
But the Caribbean is one of the best worlds.
It is, yeah. They can breathe life into anything. And I mean, this has been proven time and time again.
Let them have a chance.
Yeah.
Bring Wonderland back. Let it be a real world.
God, like Wonderland in KH3, like an Unreal Engine in the KH3 style. Yeah. God, like that'd be so cool.
Know?
Yeah, I'm not even talking Tim Burton. I'm talking like 1952 or 51, whatever. Alice in Wonderland. Yeah.
Fuck it. Bring Agrabah back.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not, but like.
Look, Near Automata.
Yeah.
Has that mechanic where you can kind of like surf in the desert. I would love that in Kingdom Hearts.
That would be sick.
In the future. That'd be great. Let's do that.
Let's do it.
How much? How are we with time?
I got
because
like
there is so much to say.
3-ish minutes.
Okay. I agree with you. I also think that like honoring the source material is also a lot of fun.
Yeah.
In terms of like how they handle that.
Yeah.
In 3.
This they work in, like, I guess you could say, like, we're lacking in that specific Disney era of, like, you know, pre 3D animation. But we have like covered that ground fairly extensively. Like, if we weren't going to get to like, you know, a bulk of the silver and bronze age stuff in a game like KH2 or anything from 2 to Dream Drop, like, we're probably not going to get it anymore. And like, you don't really expect to see something like, you know, Oliver and Company or the Black Cauldron in a KH3. And I anticipate, you know, we're not going to see things like that moving forward. But in terms of like, you know, we explored, and we go back to 95 for Toy Story, and we have, you know, 2001 for Monsters, Inc. So we're covering like 95 to 2014, a pretty untapped area of KH stuff, obviously, because the games hadn't come out for a while. But I think they did a great job of representing that era.
Well, and the worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3 are, for the most part, farther out from the time of release and development in Kingdom Hearts 3 than many of the worlds were
in prior games.
In earlier games.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because like the newest is Big Hero 6, and you've got, that's 2014 to 19.
So, I mean, it's pretty, I mean, you look at Tarzan and Kingdom Hearts 1.
It's like a 2-year turnaround.
It's not very long at all.
Yeah.
The Pirates of the Caribbean in 2. And fucking Tron in Dream Drop.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people are always like, they only wanted the new movie. It's like, no, they fucking didn't.
No.
Toy Story and Monsters, Inc. are collecting Social Security at this point.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck over
and
it.
Let's stop it with the Arendelle of it all, with like, they forced, I've covered this on the channel, but Nomura loves Frozen. He wanted Frozen in, you know, they saw it early, they wanted it, and there was no, you know, forced nature of Arendelle's inclusion.
I want this on the record. I want this on a physical loud disc somewhere, print it out, hang it in a museum. It's that important. Kingdom Hearts is not a PR factory for Disney to promote movies that are at least 5 years old
and already massively popular and don't need help.
Like, Disney does not need fucking help marketing Frozen anymore. It never did, and it certainly won't. For people like, well, they're definitely going to put in Moana and Frozen and Kingdom Hearts 4. Like, maybe they will, but not to fucking market it.
No,
the marketing is done.
Yeah,
the movie is out.
Right.
They are their own franchises.
It's not like they're trying to sell DVDs either anymore.
No. They're not getting a fucking kickback from that.
Right.
Like, it's over. Like, they have other merchant things. They want to keep that franchise alive. Sure.
Yeah.
But it's not. Could you stop saying that they're marketing? Can you fucking knock it off, please?
Because Nomura puts in what he wants, because Disney's terrified of him. So they won't, like, unless it's Disney outlandish, Disney
will make suggestions, but they have never. There's so much interview proof of this. I have a fucking document I'll link that outlines every time Nomura has ever talked about how Disney works with them. They have never told him, you have to put in this movie.
Right.
They have never done that. They probably are never going to do that. I know that he would not respond well to that. Like, you guys, like, this is so pervasive, and like, where the fuck the people just want to sound smart. That's all.
Yeah, and they want to be negative and contrarian. That's just, you know, the general nature of internet discourse. But like, really think about it. Like, do you think Nomura, like, do you think Disney was like, Nomura, you better put Tron 1982 and Kingdom Hearts 2005 because we're really pushing that? Like, he put in what he wanted to put in because he thought it'd be fucking neat.
Disney was probably like, we own that?
Yeah.
Shit, we should do more with it.
Let's dust that off. Yeah. That's my time by a bit, but love those worlds.
Who cares?
Good shit. We didn't even get into some of the really weird shit, but I know that you might.
I probably won't. So we should who fuck it.
Well,
what else you got?
I was gonna say, you know, like Scala and the Final World.
Well, I'm not gonna get into the game design of them.
I mean, there's nothing too much to say about the game design of like the Final World, but I mean, a little bit. I think it's it's more so serving the story and the world building, but the stark contrast of, you know, all of these bustling and giant worlds, and then this like flat,
the atmosphere,
barren limboscape.
I very specifically asked Pat, like, I know that the final world is one of your favorite parts of Kingdom Hearts 3. Please don't make it the only thing we talk about.
Which I don't know if I could. I mean, I love it. I don't know if I could fill 10 minutes, but I do love it.
I don't know either, but like to fill 10 minutes, you would have to talk about some of the things that I want to talk about, which is why I asked you.
Yeah.
Like, can you not make it the only thing you talk about?
Yeah. I'll just say I really like it, and I love the puzzly, rotatey salt pillars. That's great. More of that.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. So good. Incredible.
All right.
Before I get into mine, we're going to play this up a little differently. I have a confession to make.
Okay.
One of the main reasons why I wanted to do this podcast from the very beginning.
You didn't play Coded until a year ago.
2 years ago.
No,
but
2, okay.
Whatever.
Still mad.
One of the main reasons why I wanted to do this podcast was to talk about this particular thing. And it's just been a ride that we've gotten to this point.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to deal with it. I'm going to put the cold opening to this episode is going to be a trigger warning.
Okay.
So that's going to be fun.
Whoa.
I want to talk a little bit about my experience with Kingdom Hearts 3, the release period and everything that happened with it, and the game coming out and my experience with it before I talk about the thing that I like most.
Sure.
So everyone bear with me. This episode is going to be a little longer. And it's not super happy. I know this is no sad face, but like it's not super happy, but I think we'll get there.
There is no joy without sorrow.
So just stay with me on this.
Yeah.
So I got really involved with the Kingdom Hearts community in ways that I hadn't before around the time Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. I was working for Cage Insider, which I've been working on Kingdom Hearts sites for the past 20 years. I was really pushing Cage Insider to be more active with its community outreach, content programming, because I recognized that we were losing fandom spaces online. Cage Insider and a couple other sites like Cage 13 really are kind of like the last hollow bastions of fandom. And even so, like, they're still kind of graveyards compared to like the traffic. And Cage Insider, I think it's like 1 million views a month or something like that. I don't know off the top of my head, so please don't come after me. Don't sue me. I don't actually know. But like, it's pretty insane because Cage Insider also has that repository of video game music.
Right.
But regardless, the fandom culture and interacting with it, like, that was dying.
Yeah.
And I fought it really hard. And of course, like that one person can't change it and like, you know, whatever. But I was reporting news. I was doing interviews. I was holding contests and fan events and doing giveaways. And I was also living in LA at the time, which meant that I got to go to events with the Kingdom Hearts Insider staff and write and take pictures and do all the stuff. And it was a really formative time for me to actually be there and be involved and go and, you know, see the Toy Story event and see the orchestra and get invited to go to the demo, which was a huge deal. Like, that was a really big thing because that hadn't really happened before. And no one had played Kingdom Hearts 3 yet for all the time that it had spent in development. Like, no one had played it yet. So this, like, the people that went to that event were the first people to play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Right.
And that was so cool. I got to meet people that worked on the games, you know, like, that was all a really fun time. It was also a really hard time for me. There was a lot of pushback in the community about the way that I was running things. I did not have a lot of patience or grace for certain people. And I think I think I could have behaved better, but I also think that, like, the situation that I was dealing with, everybody could have been a lot more kind on the internet in 2016. I think that's 2016, 2017. I think that's a fair thing to say.
A fair observation.
Around mid 2018, in the lead up to Kingdom Hearts 3, shortly after the premiere event, I got really sick with kidney stone related issues. And even though I had insurance, it bankrupted me. And I could have figured it out. But at that point, like, go big, go home, I went big, and I still was like, I'm leaving. I can't deal with living in Los Angeles and whatever. So in order to, like, recoup my, you know, financial situation, I decided to move back to Ohio where everything was cheaper and live with my mom and just kind of heal and get better and get money and be fine. So that happened. I very sadly left Los Angeles. We're talking like 2 or 3 months out from Kingdom Hearts 3. Got everything situated, still did some work, moved back to Ohio. a month out from Kingdom Hearts 3. And one day I got up, went downstairs, and my mom was dead. And it was so sudden and horrible and awful that it really shattered my perception of time. It put like a negative twist on everything at the time.
Of course.
So like Kingdom Hearts 3 had its launch trailer and it was coming and it was whatever. And I was like, I am not here right now. I am not in my body. I am like disassociating, like things are not well. And just for full kind of context, like my mom was my favorite person.
Yeah.
She was like my biggest advocate. She meant everything to me.
Yeah.
I don't have a great relationship with the rest of my family. And especially at that point, it was horrible. Because I was back home, my mom was dead. She had left behind a crippling mountain of debt and legal hassle. So essentially, I lost everything. Like I lost my home, I lost everything within that month of 3 coming out. And Cage Insider got a review copy of 3, but they were late on getting it to us. And when it arrived, it was less than 12 hours before the rest of the world got it. There was no time for me to play the game and get out a review before it was just everywhere, before it was released. And when I say it was late, it's not like they had shipped it to us. It was a digital copy. They just didn't give us the digital copy until the morning of release, which was nice.
Yeah.
But for us to have written a review beforehand was impossible.
Just not doable.
So I played the first chunk of the game. I wrote a thing. And then all of the legal shit around my mom's estate came crashing down like within that week. And I had to step away from it.
Yeah.
And I was very clear, like, I cannot finish this. I can't do whatever. But like, I think this has mostly been resolved. So if you're listening, I am not saying this with any hate, but some staff members there were not very kind about it. Which is fine, whatever. And I wish that they had more patience and grace at that time.
Yeah.
But it like that whole situation kind of tainted my first experience with a game that I was very excited to get and had waited for so long. And it wasn't really until I could take a minute and be situated and be fine that I got to play the game and really like sit with it and play it.
Yeah.
And that brings me to my favorite thing about Kingdom Hearts 3, which I know I'm going to go over time.
You're good.
But my favorite thing about Kingdom Hearts 3, or the thing I'm going to talk about, is what Kingdom Hearts 3 has to say about death. I think that going up to Kingdom Hearts 3, people who are paying attention to the narrative were already aware of the fact that Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to be the big resolution of the arc.
Yeah.
And what that meant for different characters. And as we talked about in Birth by Sleep, blank points confirmed that all of those lost characters were coming back. And Kingdom Hearts is interesting. You might be thinking, PJ, how can you talk about what Kingdom Hearts 3 has to say about death when death does not really exist yet as a concept in Kingdom Hearts? Which is a fair observation. I would counter that with death is a concept in Kingdom Hearts, but what it means to die in Kingdom Hearts is different.
Yeah.
I would argue that pretty much every character at this point has gone through a death in Kingdom Hearts. And what death means in Kingdom Hearts varies from you could be asleep for a long period of time. You could have your body taken over.
Being forgotten.
You could be locked away in a different realm. You could be wiped from existence and forgotten. You could lose your independence and merge with another person and lose all of your autonomy.
Oh,
like
you can get hit on the head by a big rock.
You absolutely can.
Or cast Zeta Flare and die after that.
You could cast Zeta Flare.
Big lizard could fall on you. Yeah.
Big bag of chocolate hits your head. Like lots of things could happen that incapacitate you.
Yeah.
I think the core argument that Kingdom Hearts is making is any instance in which you are separated from the people who acknowledge you, love you, see you is death.
Yeah.
And I think how different characters respond to that and what goes forward in the narrative is really interesting because every character has a unique quote unquote death. The way those characters are restored are all unique.
Yeah.
And the onus that it puts on Sora as a protagonist to fix it is unique. Because Sora is looked as looked on as like a messiah, a
Yeah.
savior figure, right? And a lot of people don't like that, actually. A lot of people don't like that 3 undid a lot of the melodrama that past games had in terms of where those characters ended up. But I would argue that, like, as a matter of personal taste, it's okay to look at a piece of art and say, I want to engage with the subject of death knowing that it is irreversible and that there's nothing you can do about it and that that's just a sad fact of life. I think that's okay. In 2019, I did not need another piece of media to tell me that death was final.
Right.
And that's my bias.
Yeah.
But I also believe, even without that, Birth by Sleep was one of my favorite moments in the game.
Yeah.
In the games, because specifically of Blank Points, of what it said. And that is, like, no one is beyond redemption. Everyone deserves the right to exist.
Yeah.
And to be seen as their authentic self and to engage with the world on their merits.
Yeah.
And I think that was always going to be the case with these characters.
Yeah,
I think that was always going to be where this was going. And the onus that it put on Sora to be the one to fix it as the playable character, the protagonist, it is kind of sloppy writing. But on the flip side, they had set up Sora with a lot of moral conflicts in so much as in Dream Drop Distance, they basically told him, like, if you try to engage with this on your own and be the hero and be the messiah without leaning on other people, there are consequences. He almost met his end in Dream Drop, but was saved at the last minute by his friends. In 3, there's no escaping it.
Yeah.
If you try to face your grief in whatever form it comes alone, you will be swallowed by the darkness.
And this is shown with Aqua in the Dark World. It's shown with Terra becoming, you know, this angry spirit. Like, it manifests in all these different ways.
That's what death is. Kingdom Hearts is telling you isolating yourself from acknowledgement and from the world and from love is actually what death is.
Yeah.
That's actually how you lose yourself. And you see it twofold. With Sora, it's obvious. He goes forth. He says, I am not letting Kairi go. He literally goes through space and time in order to correct it, which I would argue he also had already done with every other character.
Yeah.
A lot of people get really mad about Kairi's death, and they should, because it's an outward portrayal of the female protagonist getting killed to serve as development for the man.
Yep.
But I also think that undercuts a lot of what had happened before that, because Sora had literally saved every other character at that point except for Kairi. Kairi is the only person who survived the Demon Tower attack. And people don't really recognize that because we don't see her surviving it.
Right.
We see her waiting in the darkness for Sora. But what that really is that, like, she actually was just waiting at the heart of darkness and surviving and existing.
Yeah.
And her response to losing Sora is, I am holding on to you. I'm not letting go.
Yeah.
Her support is another way of looking at death and saying, like, all I can do is shine and wade through the darkness and hold on to the people in my life. And it saves Sora. And inadvertently, because it saved Sora, it saved everybody else. And then she gets struck down.
Right.
I would argue that Xehanort struck her down because she's the most dangerous of the group. She has that ability to withstand the darkness. She's a Keyblade wielder. She's a Princess of Heart. Striking her down is the quickest way to achieve this endgame.
Right.
Which is unfortunate because she doesn't really have a lot of on-screen development.
Right. It's unfortunate that she is A and also B in that case. Like,
her power is strong, but it's passive.
Yeah.
We do not see a lot of that outwardly, and so a lot of people equate that to weakness.
Right.
And I think it's weak writing in a lot of ways, but I don't think that the character is weak, and I don't think that what she does is unimportant.
I agree.
I just think that it's just not on screen. So, having said that, Sora jumps through the hoop to get to her because he's at that point where when you lose the person in your life who is the most important to you, it has a profound effect of unshackling you from the world.
Yeah.
When you lose that tether, you start to spin out and you feel beyond consolation and you feel beyond reproach. When my mom died, it was a very isolating experience. I have a little sister. My sister and I were fighting at the time. I have other family members. They were all dealing with mom's death in their own way. And my friends weren't there.
Yeah.
And they tried to be there, but they couldn't all be there for me in the way that I needed because you cannot replace that and no one should try.
Yeah.
But all of that to say, when you lose the person who's the most important to you in your life and you get to that point where you have nothing left to lose, I get it. It doesn't matter anymore. There is a sense of recklessness that is instilled within you when you lose that person because You've already lost everything. And if anything were to happen to you, there is a possibility that that is the only chance that you will ever have to be reunited with that person if there is life after death. So Sora's thought process of, I don't care anymore. I have to go through hell to bring her back. When you actually do lose the person, God forbid. I hope that if you're listening, you've never had to experience this. I hope you don't have to. You are willing to put it all on the line. You're willing to do that. Like, it's a very realistic thing for Sora to jump headfirst into that and to lose himself into it. And I liked that. I think it was reckless. I think that a lot of people maybe wouldn't take that path, but I saw it and I understood it. And I think that on the flip side, what Kingdom Hearts has to say about death, because I did say it was twofold, that losing yourself in your isolation. I think that point is also underscored beautifully with the way that it handles Xehanort's demise.
Another controversial moment.
People are wrong. Like, I disagree with them. I think the way that handled is absolutely beautiful, because his story is such a fucking mess up to that point. And just in like the body count of who dies,
right?
Just in the amount of like children that were sacrificed and hurt, just in the amount of like lives that man ruined to get to that point. And you have a final standoff, not of physicality, but of ideology. When he is basically beaten to death by Sora and refuses to give up, Ericus gives him a final confrontation and says, like, it really is too late for us. It's not too late for them. Like, you have to stop.
Yeah.
And it has to be over. And the beautiful moment that's underscored without saying anything there is the idea of permanence, is the idea of legacy.
Yeah.
You cannot live forever, but what you leave behind does. People will remember the way that you made them feel. They will remember the legacy that you left behind. And in some cases, the mark that you leave on the world is a scar.
Yeah.
But do you want that to happen to you? Ericus's final moments are spent with him confronting Xehanort and with him comforting his apprentices and having a heartfelt goodbye. And they are beside themselves. They're sobbing. They love him. It's too soon. They didn't have enough time. This horrible traumatic thing happened. They're having a final moment of clarity, of asking for forgiveness. And the apprentices are going to take that with them. And it's this loving, sad moment. But the perfect undercut to that is that Xehanort is standing a few feet away in silence, and all he can do is watch over his shoulder. Because he doesn't have that. He doesn't have anyone who's going to mourn him when he's gone. He doesn't have anyone who loves him in that moment. Like, Woody was right.
Yeah.
There isn't anybody left who loves him.
Right.
And he made his mark, and he's not going to live to see what he wanted. And all he can do is give his trauma over to the next generation and give his responsibility to Sora and say, you're very well done.
Yeah.
And that's it. And he's lost and it's over. And then they get to move on to the next plane of existence. It's not heaven.
Yeah, stop it.
But yeah, Xehanort and Ericus, they give up the ghost together and they leave that plane of existence. Heaven is not like defined. I would argue that the only real afterlife that we have is the final world, which is my final point.
Yep.
I think that those bonds, those little vignette stories that you get when you talk to the souls, the hearts in the final world, that's one of the best moments of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
It is the first time I felt like a kid again.
Yep.
Since playing Kingdom Hearts 1.
Same here.
That aura of mysterious, which is why I didn't want you to talk about it.
Yeah.
But that aura of mysteriousness of like, oh my God, I am between life and death and sleep. And like, there's a whole other world here that I know nothing about. And it's so quaint and quiet and calm and small.
Yeah.
And you talk to these hearts and they're all like, I think the final world is more of a purgatory than it is a heaven, because it's kind of implied that like,
it's a waiting room.
There may be even something else after. I know that it's the final world.
Right.
But what I take that to mean is like, this is the final place you can physically go.
Yeah.
Before it's curtains.
Right.
And before it's death. And what does death mean to you? Does death mean an afterlife? Does it mean reincarnation? I don't know. I'm not here to answer that question. I'm not interested in answering it. This is the final room. This is the final world. After this, it's donezo. And when you talk to the souls, they all have regrets. They all have like, I am waiting here because of this, that, or the other. And the stories of like the mom that died in childbirth.
Yeah.
the kid that was separated from their dad, the twins that died, the person who died in the friend group, and they look down and they see that their place was filled at the table with someone else.
The apprentice and the teacher.
Yeah, the rivals in battle. Like the people that secretly loved each other even though they hated each other. Like, that shit killed me.
Yeah.
The mom dying got me more than anything.
Sure.
If I'm being honest at that point. But like, it's flavor text. It's not voiced.
Yeah. You don't have to read any of it. Yeah.
And it's the most poignant part of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And I think about it all the time. I can't get over that they did that.
Yeah.
And that they're just there. Like, oh my God. And you know, you live with regret. You die with regret. And the bonds that you have with people, like, maybe they last forever, but like, what do you want to carry with you to the end? And do you want to fight it kicking and screaming? And like, what would you do for the person that you love more than anyone else?
Yeah.
Like, what would you do for your most important person? If it's your best friend, if it's your lover, if it's your mom, like, what does that mean to you? and I think that was intentional, because I think that the next game is about death.
Yeah. Which they have such a runway for how they can implement these Disney movies of the past decade and a half, you know, and how they explore death, because Pixar was going through something. Pixar had a lot going on in like the 2010s, and
if Coco and Soul, like, so many opportunities, and honestly, Square does too.
Yeah,
the World Ends With You series is basically about this. I don't think that it's that closely intertwined with Kingdom Hearts. But I know that Versus 13 was going to be, and shocker, when the game got canceled, Nomura took a lot of the narrative stuff that was going to be in it and funneled it into Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Well, I just want to say, BJ, that I thought all of that was so beautiful, and I'm really glad you shared it, and I know the listeners will feel the same way. Fuck you though, because you had like this, you know, really, you know, gorgeous, elegant thing, and I'm like, man, I like the Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Oh my God, can I just say, I fucking crashed out over that.
Yeah.
When the demo happened, that part was playable. And I like screamed, I laughed. When the helium tank happened.
Oh yeah.
There was a pre-interview where Nomura was like, hey, there's like, the last group didn't get this, so like, look out for the tanks. And I'm like, what? And then it happened. I screamed. I said, Nomura, I found it.
Yeah.
I was like a giddy little schoolboy. I was just screaming and crying. Because, that's what you fucking want in a video game. You want to interact with the environment.
Yeah, and
you want
fun.
the Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Oh, God. Just wonderful. But yeah, I'm sorry I had to do the bait and the switch, but like, that's the most important thing to me.
No, and that is, I mean, such a good story. Like, you know, like a lot of us find a game, but it's very rare that it happens at the exact time where you need it. I know you had to like step away from it for a bit, but you were able to come back to it and have this, I'm sure, a beautiful moment when you get to that final world room. Not everybody has like a moment like that, and I think that's really special.
I mean, I'm totally, I understand that like a lot of that is my reading because of what was going on at the time.
Yeah, but I think it's informed and it makes sense. I mean, I love it.
I would argue that like the way that you engage with these games is always going to depend on what you were going through at the time of getting them. A lot of the reason why people love Kingdom Hearts is because they were kids when they played it. And a lot of the reason why they don't like Kingdom Hearts 3 is because they aren't kids anymore.
Yeah.
And that's a hard fucking pill to swallow.
It is.
It's true.
It's terribly difficult. It's such a beautiful story. Like the Kingdom Hearts in general, like just hearing you talk about, you know, how they're exploring death, but also just like, you know, grief and how people move on or you know, like hold fast throughout it. Like, and just knowing about Nomura's like struggles in the past decade or so, and, you know, what he lost personally, what he lost professionally, and how it's finding new life in something like Kingdom Hearts. Like, it's all so beautifully interwoven, and like I just trust this man to cook. Like, is he perfect? No, but he has something really big to say, and like, goddamn, I can't wait to see how it unfolds.
I mean, he does warn you, right?
Yeah.
Like, they can take your world, they can take your heart,
yep,
and they can cut you loose from everything you know.
Yep.
And that is the core. That is the arc of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Sora loses his home in the first game.
Yep. Loses his friends.
He loses his identity in the second game. And then in the third game, like, that untethering I told you about, when you lose the person that you hear about the most, like you are cut loose from everything you know.
Yeah.
And you can still find your way back home. I do want to give a bit of an addendum, I suppose, to the way that all worked out for me. Around the same time that I was getting sick and I was leaving Los Angeles, I knew that I was leaving. I had already gotten rid of my apartment. I had like a month left. That final month is when I met Alex, and I was on my way out. So he and I did not date. We just became friends, but we had a very intense, weird first month of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom died. And he and I spent a long time apart. So it's not like transference happened or anything like that. But what I mean to say is that eventually I found my way back to him, and I found my way back to Los Angeles, and he and I are very happy. I'm very happy with the friends that are in my life right now. Yeah. I'm very happy with being back in Los Angeles and, living authentically, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
It's not the way that I intended it to kind of work out with my life, but it never is.
No.
And I think that's another point that Kingdom Hearts drives home, is that, like, you can still find your way home. Like, I will never be able to go back to my hometown. I'll never be able to go back to the house where my mom died and be comfortable there.
Home is where the heart is. That's where your friends are, and it's where you're most happy.
And, my sister and I have mostly mended things, and she has gone on to have 2 beautiful children who are, my mom's grandkids, who are just perfect. And in that period of time with the pandemic and with figuring out who I was again, and with, like, mourning my mother in solitude, those kids brought me back in a way that, like, my heart grew back.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was capable of feeling, like, love and joy again. And it happened. And it'll always happen.
Yeah.
And, Kingdom Hearts even tells you, like, you can try to get rid of your heart, but it'll grow back the first chance it gets.
Yeah.
The Kingdom Hearts is trying to warn you that, like, you cannot escape being a human being with, like, attachment.
Yeah. As
like, you can try it, it'll make you miserable.
Yeah.
But it'll happen.
You Cyaxes, you Zemnises out there, it's going to grow back.
Yeah. And, Kingdom Hearts also brought us, you and I, each other.
It brought my fiance and I together. Like, it's done so much for me.
You always have to bring her into everything.
You just talked about your fucking boyfriend or whatever. Oh, Alex.
Yeah, but that's my time.
We're in no man's land now. There is no time for our good points.
I wish
anymore.
It was no woman's land.
Whatever.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, like it's done so much for both of us.
Fiance.
Yeah, and I love Alex. Man, that fucker can eat a burger.
I'm sure he's like, what the fuck? Did Pat just call me fat?
No, I just meant, like, if only we could attack a burger with such grace.
I don't eat beef.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a burger guy. I like a steak, but I don't like when things get complicated.
You know what I want? Fucking mashed potatoes. Where are mashed potatoes? Never gonna get them.
Never gonna get them. I got them. They were fine. We have to talk about things we don't like.
Okay, really quick pause. Yeah. Perfect time to pause. I had a grocery order delivery literally just happened.
Oh, okay. I get it.
So let me do that. Let me wait for the girl to walk away so I don't give her COVID. I will be right back.
You got it.
What a perfect time to pause, everyone. Here's a commercial break. We don't have any sponsors, although that might change. Who knows? Bye.
Yep. This episode of No Sad Face is brought to you by Le Grand Bistro. Like it when rats cook your food? Boy, have we got you covered. You want to avoid COVID, PJ? Try avoiding the Black Plague when you use code NSFPOD at checkout for a free order of cold tomato soup. That's code NSFPOD at legrandbistro.com. No Sad Face also partners with The Peddler. Wish you had a convenient shopping point in your attic? Check out The Peddler. He just shows up. Limited time only. Use code HandsOffMyLamp at checkout with The Peddler to get 20% off your purchase.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're good.
I'm so sorry.
I did a couple of...
Get my headphones back on.
I did a couple of ad reads.
For what?
For The Peddler and for the Grand Bistro.
Oh, no, not The Peddler. Please tell me you didn't do an accent.
No. No, I just said use code at checkout with The Peddler to get a discount.
Oh, thank God.
No accents.
I thought you did what asked.
Use the Grand Bistro one. I was just giving you options.
Okay, so I guess it's your turn to talk about what you don't
Yeah,
like.
we'll just go back to fucking gameplay or whatever. I guess my biggest gripe with KH3, and I don't have many, and I'm not like losing sleep over this, but the lack of Disney bosses is a bit of a bummer. I think one of the bigger allures for me as a kid when playing KH1 and 2 was the opportunity to fight Disney villains. Like
Yeah.
obviously KH3 still infuses the charm and like you have the party members and the environments, but like some of my most excited and hyped moments in those first games were like fighting Jafar, fighting Giant Ursula. It feels like a page out of the movie, and it's just lost. Like you have, I think, four. You have Marshmallow, Davy Jones, Dark Baymax, if you want to count that, and the Titans. It's just like absolute C-listers. So I don't know. I think it's, a bit illustrative of Disney's preciousness with how you're allowed to interact with its properties nowadays. It could just be, a bump in the road here, but it feels like as time has gone on, it's been less and less of a focus that you get to, beat the shit out of a Randall, or even
Hmm.
like let's get a more Hans inspired Skull or something. I just feel like there was a lot of opportunity, a lot of stuff left on the table there, and hopefully it takes a turn in 4 and beyond. But I think we might have to come to terms with the fact that era might be done. But it's a bummer.
I agree. I do think it's a bummer. I think that we couldn't have thrown in like a Pete or a
Yeah,
Maleficent. We
yeah,
couldn't have or a secret boss. Like
yeah. We did
Julius was
Julius,
great.
right?
Julius was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Although I will say, turning it back around, if I have to hear one more fucking person complain about not fighting Zurg,
See that
like,
that doesn't yeah, it would have been cool, I guess, but I'm not I think Randall was the way more natural. Obviously he was actually there, but like
yeah,
Zurg only exists he's a toy, or he exists in the Buzz Lightyear, universe within a universe. Like
and
it
he's
doesn't
goofy.
right.
He's
Like he's not intimidating. He's a Darth Vader XP.
yeah, and it's after Toy Story 2, so
Right. It's
in
silly
the
me.
lore, they know. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Now,
I
Stinky
agree with
Pete,
you.
give us a Stinky Pete fight or a
Oh my god,
Lotso.
that would have been great.
Yeah.
That would have been so much fun.
Yeah. Um
Huh.
But it's a minor nitpick. This is a top 10 game for me, as are
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah,
I
of
don't have any
course.
complaints. So thanks for listening, everybody. No,
Wow,
that's
what
not
an
true.
ass.
That's not true at all. Are you ready to
Yeah,
time me?
here we go.
I think the ending is just so muddled.
Hmm.
I think that Remind helped it a lot, but if I'm being honest, I'm not a huge fan. I know I just talked about, the themes with death in the final world. That stuff's great.
Yeah.
Remove that from the picture and you just kind of get kind of a mess.
Okay.
I think it's novel that you had to fight all 13 organization members, but
Hmm.
the clustered fighting leaves a lot to be desired. I wish that they had all gotten the one-on-one treatment a little bit
Yeah.
more. Again, Remind fixed part of that problem.
Hmm.
But I also think that fighting the demon tower, dying, going back in time,
Yeah.
saving all the hearts, returning to the point before that happened, and they're all cognizant of it, but then they immediately forget.
Right. It's
Do
very
they forget?
Yeah, it's
Not
messy.
clear. It's messy. It's all super messy.
Yeah.
And then you go to Scala. Scala is gorgeous and huge, but also confusing. And why did they even introduce it? It it muddied up the lore, but then they needed it, but then it's an arena. And again, yeah, sure, they fixed that, but they didn't. And it's not adequately explored or explained. Is this a memory? Is it Xehanort's
Right.
dream? Is it the real world? What happened to the real world? I guess we'll figure that out in 4. Xehanort is an okay final boss fight. They really should have made him like a dragon or something at some point. He does have the Keyblade. I don't like it when people are like, it's not Kingdom Hearts 2, but there are certain patterns that you kind of expect
Like
to
a
happen.
big form, yeah.
Yeah, and a big monster fucker Xehanort is it's the end. We couldn't have given him that.
Yeah. Big
I
goat.
don't understand it.
Big Satan goat.
Yeah, and again, Remind really fixed it, but I still think it's messy, and I think it's it didn't need to be all that slop.
When you said that you were not fond of the ending, I was thinking of the ending cutscene sequences, but really just that final quarter of the game, I agree is pretty sloppy. And it's tough, like, to go back to fighting all of the org members at the end. Like, it's difficult when, like, your convention, your lore has it so that, you know, all of the 13 and 7 have to be present for the clash to begin. So it's like, it doesn't really make sense to fight them outside of that and before that. You kind of get it with Vanitas, though, with Aqua, so that's weird. But it's like,
Right.
either you have to
Right.
have some of these sprinkled throughout, or you have these group fights at the end, which, like you said, is not as satisfying. I do like that they at least all have like a unique, specific scene for their deaths. I think those are some of the
those are great.
Yeah.
And great writing.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is tough. Like, you also can't do like 13 solo fights right in a row at the end either. So it's they kind of pigeonhole themselves there, I think.
Yeah, I hope they don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
It is really weird how Remind was just like, okay, we're gonna fucking fix it all.
Yeah.
But the unfortunate thing about Remind is that, like, if you're a first time player, you got to do it all. You got to do it all again, and then you got to do it all again.
Yeah, it's just not conveyed or delivered the most efficiently. Who would have thought the minds behind Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, not experts at pacing and vehicles of delivery? What can you do?
Oops.
Do we read emails today?
Oh my god, I did not get any ready.
That's okay.
I keep forgetting. We will. We'll read one.
Okay.
We'll do one. We'll find one. Someone did write in, and they did not sign off with a username, so I'm going to use a first name only.
Okay.
Doyle wrote in, I want to congratulate Pat and his fiance. Fucking A. Okay, never mind. Delete.
That's not real, is it?
First line, I want to congratulate Pat and his fiance for their engagement.
Thanks, Doyle.
My wife and I got married in May. All of our songs were from Kingdom Hearts, but her engagement ring was based on a Palpu fruit.
Cute.
And they sent pictures. And it's cute. It's a Palpu fruit sort of thing with like I want to say it's an opal in the middle.
Can we get David to put it up on the gummy phone?
We're going to put it up. I'll find a nice picture. It's very cute.
One of the first pieces of jewelry I got for my fiance back in 2022 was a Palpu ring. So
cute. Congratulations to both of you, meaning you and I, for winning the Million Dreams Award.
Yeah.
The podcast is amazing. You guys deserve the love of this awesome and talented community. Thank you. I could use a little bit more love, if I'm being honest.
We all could.
No, I'm just joking. The Ray Chase interview from 2017 was really cool to hear. Thank you. I was so nervous about putting it up. I would love to hear like stuff like that in the future. I think we will do more stuff like that, but I think it'll be like off-season stuff because I don't think it's a good idea to interrupt a main season.
I agree. Unless we have to, like we did with this extensive period of traveling.
Between the traveling and then when I got COVID, I was like, God, I'm so glad we don't have to do this.
Yeah, it's a great call.
This person was at the convention that Ray was talking about in the interview going to.
Oh, okay.
And met both Ray and Robbie Damon. And they were really nice. And the story of meeting them was the best experience that Doyle ever had at a convention.
Nice.
The series has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. I would play Kingdom Hearts 1 before I even knew how to read. I would argue that most Kingdom Hearts fans still can't read. I was stuck on the island for at least a year. Oh, buddy. I mean, it's a rough game. It must be a rough game because so much of it is text box. And even with the text boxes, they don't tell you what to do.
Yeah, it can be a little obtuse at times.
Most of my vocabulary throughout kindergarten onwards came from what I learned from playing video games.
Yeah.
I've got countless memories with the series, and I appreciate it all so much more than that I got to share them all with my wife in quarantine. Aww.
Cute.
Well, my family was in the fairy tale kingdom, quote unquote. Oh, Corona.
Yeah.
Get it. Yeah. The night Kingdom Hearts 3 was being released, I was 19 and in college, and I was with a group of people that I was friends with at the time, and we were in a voice chat waiting for the release timer on PlayStation 4 to hit 0, and we were shouting a countdown during the last 10 seconds. Once we all started the game and left the chat, I was so emotional at the title screen that I sat and cried for 2 minutes and posted it on YouTube. Seeing the artwork and hearing the rendition of Dearly Beloved felt like a culmination of a lifetime of build-up, and it was such an important moment in my life. I love Kingdom Hearts 3 so much.
Sitting on that tiny screen.
I mean, I wish that I could have. I kind of wish that I hadn't played it early so that I could have had that experience. But I didn't have anybody to do it with at the time because I didn't have Requiem.
Yeah.
God, hold that thought.
Yeah.
I love Kingdom Hearts 3 so much, and now my wife and I can't wait to play Kingdom Hearts 4 together for the first time. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Interesting thought. as a group, we have not been through a major Kingdom Hearts release yet.
Nope, we haven't. We've had Dark Road finale and Missing Link cancellation.
What is that going to be like?
I know. I mean, I'm going to have to hold myself away because, I got to do content and stuff, but...
I think that we should do some sort of like party or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing with us, Doyle.
Yeah, thank you, Doyle.
What a nice little thing. A lot of these are just people who are sharing their experiences.
Yeah. So what? We got to talk about, is it Melmem next time? I mean, I like Melmem.
You know what? We're gonna honor a release date, and we're gonna talk about Dark Road.
Okay, got it.
So that we can end with Melmem.
I'd rather end with Melmem. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of nice things to say about Dark Road, and I don't think you do either.
Not a ton.
So this will be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be you and me podcasting like carpets.
You can't wait.
Is that what carpets sound like?
Yeah, when I do
Got it. I'll work on my accent for next time.
I can't understand your accent. Oh God, I hate it here. Okay,
yeah.
let's just do the fucking outro.
You got it.
Sick of this shit.
Thank you for listening to another fantastic episode of No Sad Face, if we do say so ourselves. If you enjoyed, you can check out our website, nosadfacepodcast.com.
Just nosadface.com.
nosadface.com. You can get all of our links, all of our past episodes. You can check out my stuff, PJ's stuff, the stuff of David Russell, who does our music, and the stuff of Esperoba, MDA nominee, who does our art.
So much good stuff.
So much good stuff. And we try to post every other Saturday, even when we're sick and traveling. We'll get you something.
Yeah, even if it's COVID.
Yeah, you might get that.
Yeah. Write into us, nosadfacepodcast@gmail.com.
Please do it. All right.
Bye. Wet fart.
Wet fart. That was our best episode. Did you know?
Oh, well, we need
You need an outro.
We need something.
I watched Back to the Future for the first time on the plane ride to the Bahamas.
Oh my God.
I liked it a lot. Have you seen it?
Have I seen it?
Well, I don't know. I hadn't seen it. I'm 28. I just saw it.
I've seen all three.
So now everyone says the third one is a piece of shit.
Third one's my favorite.
Wow, that's unique.
Yeah.
Just like KH3.
I love the third one.
You love a third.
Maybe I just love three. No, you know what? Shrek the Third is garbage.
Oh, so. That's true. That's true. Do you think we had enough for it?
Who knows? They get what they get at this point.
Yeah. We already got the award. See you fuckers.
Peace.